But intro. It's intro time. Shush. Everyone shut up. I'm sorry, guys. What's going on, main characters? It's your boy Talks Too Much with Third Party Studios. Welcome back to the channel. It's me and Cody in the studio. We are just sitting here listening to Cody crack a beer at 11 in the morning.
Yeah. I guess I just waited until we started the stream to do that.
The mics were still on. He cracks it in the mic. Play it back, boys. You can hear it. It's there. But thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. We hope you guys are excited. We have a lot of interesting news to get into this week, and you probably know, going by the thumbnail, that the stories we're going to be talking about are pretty freaking epic. Before we do, if you guys have not already, please consider subscribing to the channel. We are so close to reaching our 500 subscriber milestone. You could be the one that helps us get over the finish line. Consider it. It's free. You can always change your mind. Also, don't forget to smash the like button. Share the video out there. We are hanging out with you guys in the chat, so we will be paying attention to chat. If you guys got questions, any topics you guys want us to look at quick, throw it out there. We'll be engaging with you guys the whole time. If you haven't already, also, please go check out the merch store with the link in the description. We got some amazing cool t-shirts on there, a lot of different designs, all for boys and girls. And we have the original Vanguard t-shirt at the 150 subscriber milestone, the unlimited edition, and then we also have the Wrath of Sand and Snow playthroughs t-shirt design. Now that that is wrapped up, this is going to be your guys' last year to take advantage of getting this t-shirt before it is no longer available. Go check it out. A lot of different sizes available. The t-shirts are super comfortable. I'm wearing mine right now. Let's get into the video, though. What are you up to, Cody? What was your week like, you stinky?
I mean, I can't believe we don't have shirts for Zimzers, but
Zimzers. Well,
whatever.
Dude, well, I was told by a marketing person, right? I talked to a professional, right? Because we're a very professional group.
Yeah, totally.
I talked to a professional, and she said professionally that having too many t-shirts on your website is a bad thing. And so I thought, infinite genders? Probably too many. Infinite genders, infinite sizes, probably too many.
You just give the illusion of choice, where they're picking their size. It's like, actually, it's this size.
Well, the website we designed had the gender, or not the gender, but the diverse people, like, you could like in there. So I obviously, for inclusivity, because we're very about that here, made sure that that was at the front of my to-do list.
That was the very first thing I thought of when creating this, merchandise.
Dude, exactly. And I mean,
was the LGBTQ2I plus AA community.
Yeah, obviously, that's all I care about, dude. What is your week been like? What have you been up to?
I've been playing KCD2. I'm trying to finish out the Mass Effect trilogy, which is taking so much goddamn time. But I'm playing KCD2, and it's fucking awesome. Dude, it's like everything you want a sequel to be, where it's like, it's the first game, but everything's improved.
Well, okay. So what, Kingdom Come Deliverance, is that a story-driven game, or is that more of a, because what's the game where you're playing and it's like a third-person fighter game, but you could pick up different weapons and stuff? It's like basically just the multiplayer, where it's like big teams battling against each other. What's that game?
Chivalry?
Thank you. Sorry. I get these two specifically mixed up all the time.
They're totally different. They're just set in medieval times.
Exactly. And it's so confusing.
No, KCD2 is single player, first person, very story driven, with a lot of like survival aspects to it.
Well,
where you suck ass in the beginning, you're bad at everything. You're basically what do they call them? Trainables back in the 60s? Retards.
Right.
But
do we not say the R word? Oh, I had this argument with somebody over my vacation about
saying retard.
Saying retard.
That's still around.
They were genuinely pissed off, like genuinely, and then they actually told, like, they convinced the entire family to stop saying it for the weekend. And I was like, I'm only gonna say this. Like, we're close.
What about mongoloid?
Mongoloid? I think that one's allowed. Like, all the other ones, like, she's like, we say the N-word in this house. I'm like, what the fuck?
We don't say retard in this house. We say the N-word.
Like, your logic doesn't track. It's like, stay consistent. Like, have a position. Am I right, boys? In the chat.
That is funny, because I don't think, like, they tried so hard to get rid of retard, and it just never went away.
No, it would.
Or like saying that's gay. That went away for like a week.
Exactly. There's nothing. Well, the trick of it is that there's just nothing wrong with like saying that. Like, if you say it in pure hatred,
you're not pointing at a Down syndrome person in a wheelchair going retard.
Exactly.
You're saying to your buddy's dumb idea is like that's retarded.
Exactly. Like it's colloquially used to describe things that are ridiculous.
Although now that I've said it, I'm going to start pointing at people in wheelchairs and calling them retarded.
Start?
Yep. Sorry, continue.
Start was the operative word there. Dude,
It's my mission.
Dude, I was so excited. So Friday morning, we got the new episodes of Invincible, and I binged them so freaking hard. And then also realized that I had missed the premiere, or not the premiere, but the coming back of like ReZero. So like, I'm coming back to ReZero, and I freaking love this show. It's still one of my favorite shows, or favorite anime. I thought they did a really good job coming back. They came back really hard with some really big fights, and the animation's awesome. They took like a really long hiatus after season 2 because the animation studio had like lost a lot of their original staff, and they just couldn't keep up with, they couldn't get it back onto a regular release schedule without filling the spaces they need to. But as soon as I heard they did, I was so giddy. And then they released the trailer last year, and I was so excited. And then they released the first 8 episodes, and I was like, where are the rest of the episodes? It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Where are they, precious?
Where are the precious episodes?
But yeah, I've been out of anime for a while now. It's like I just don't have like an itch for it right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I have been watching Hunter x Hunter, and it's not bad. It's very like childish, maybe I would say.
Sure. Well, the characters, like if an anime has like stupid looking characters, I won't even start. Like I won't even click on it. I won't try it out. Like Shangri-La, Frontier, I think is what it's called, has been at like the top of like Jump or like Shonen like for a while, or like in the top 5.
Crunchyroll's been pushing it.
Yeah, it's been being pushed really, really hard. And I was like, this guy is a bird. I don't want to.
It's a fucking bird.
Well, that was also like a really big reason why I didn't like Mob Psycho and like I hate One Piece for this. Like
art styles really get to you.
Art styles get to me so much. Like whenever the DC animated universe changes up their art style too much, I'm on the same train. I'm just like,
that's what got me in the new one with Infinite Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah,
I fucking hate the art style.
It's bad, right? Like
it's lazy. It looks like.
Well, and then they had the DC animated movie with who was it? Robin and Superboy, where they're like it's like 3D animation and stuff like that. 3D CGI animation.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
It just I can't get into it. But anime is one of those for me too, because if the characters are looking stupid or are just weird, I'm not into it, or I just have a harder time getting into it. Like Shangri-La is probably great, but it's gonna take me a minute before I can like force myself to watch it, because that's what it's gonna take, is me to like coerce myself into it. But season 3 for ReZero has probably been like the most like fan what's the fan servicey, like,
oh yeah,
but it's also been like the most, well, it's also been like the most intense as far as like the stakes are so freaking high, and you have the main character Subaru, who's not trying to use his return by death. So
Subaru, is he a
Subaru Natsuki?
White lesbian?
No, he's Subaru Natsuki, the #1 worst knight in all of the town.
Subaru.
But honestly, I'm so glad for it to return. Weekly episodes. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah, my problem with like, because I'm watching Hunter x Hunter, is that it's got the trope of the like unbendingly optimistic main character.
Yep.
And it's just, luckily there's like 4 other characters that are with him all the time that aren't that. But
I want to go to your.
It annoys me.
I want to go to your point on isekai. Like, we should talk about this for a minute. Like, we got news and shit to get into too, but it's something we'll get there.
Let's talk about my most hated genre. Yeah.
Let's talk about your most hated genre. So, like, I appreciate your criticisms of isekai because I think they are valid. That it's an oversaturated genre. It's not that. It's got a lot of. It's so similar to everything is so.
There's 20 shows right now called That One Time I Got Reincarnated as Blank. Exactly.
Exactly. Here's where I think the appeal is to them. They are very dumb your brain down. They're very simple entertainment, and they're very like how people love match 3 games.
That's why America loves them. They're very dumb.
They're very. They're simple match 3 games. Like, some of them have the premise on some of them is a little bit unique and worth kind of playing with, but there are these few that I think get slept on by people like you people.
All right, man.
Gingers.
I didn't know you hated gingers so much.
Sorry, you people, so explicitly gingers. But there are like Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation. That's like
I did get into that, and then I stopped immediately when they got teleported to the desert.
which is a shame because that's when like the best world building comes in.
Right.
Because that's where that's where the best world building comes in. Also, ReZero is like a phenomenal story, just so good. And I love that it's dark and they play with character deaths and they actually like, even though you get the sense that like starting off you might think, well, he just can't die, so he just is invincible. No, he's a loser. Like he can't win fights and shit. He's not powerful.
He's a loser that dies like 5 times in the first episode.
Well, but he remembers all of it. Like he remembers like his friends dying in front of him all the fucking time.
It is basically a video game where every time you die, you're like, all right, let's try something different and see how far I can progress.
Exactly.
And then die from something stupid like a minute later.
Well, and then you also have Invincible Season 3 has come out, and Invincible Season 2 I thought was good, but I don't think it lived up to Season 1 as far as like it was really filler before we get to everything else. It was really just kind of
very unmemorable.
Yeah, it really was. Season 3. Holy shit.
3 episodes in?
3 episodes in. They're the standard 45-minute or 50-minute episodes, so they're the standard long-form episode. But it looks like they're gonna do the 3 episodes, 2 episodes, because they're 8-episode seasons. So it looks like we're not gonna be running it for a long time. But what they did in the first 3 episodes of the season, I won't spoil them because people should go check out this show and they should get the experience for themselves. But don't start from season 3. Definitely have to go watch season 1 and 2.
Everyone knows the meme.
The meme? I don't know the meme. What's the meme?
Well, when Nolan's beating the fuck out of Invincible.
Well,
Think, Mark.
Yes, I do know that meme.
Everyone knows that meme.
Honestly,
maybe that's why like season 2 was so like unmemorable, is because season 1 was shocking.
Yeah.
And then it's like immediately it's like, oh, okay, we get what we're doing.
Yeah, we're all there. We're all here for it. Like, but there wasn't anything that really substantially changed in season 2, right? Like,
didn't they get rid of Amber, the most hated character in the show?
No, they broke up, but
yeah,
they broke. Oh god damn it, we're spoiling it. This is supposed to be a spoiler-free conversation, Cody.
I don't do spoiler-free.
To be fair about the Amber thing,
Bruce Willis was dead the whole time.
It's been to your point. It has been over a year. So like it's really on you guys, the audience. It's your fault that we spoiled it for you.
Yeah, I'm never to blame.
Never. Not even if there's a fire. Especially if there's a fire. Blame Cody. His ginger soul set
My car got stuck at work the other day and I blamed everyone else in the shop but myself.
I parked in a snowdrift. For those of you guys who are in other countries or down south, snow is this little white powder that falls from the sky when it's cold out.
Yeah, it's not cocaine.
Yeah. All right, we should probably start jumping into stories. I think the first one should be a little fun to talk about because Marvel, right? Am I right, boy?
Am I right?
Am I right, boy? Marvel, Fantastic Four First Steps trailer shows a sneak peek at Galactus, but no trace of the female surfer. So the female Silver Surfer, it was a point of controversy. We talked about it when they were doing the writing, the casting, and everything for it, and the show was just barely getting started conceptually. Honestly, it's so stupid. It's the thing that people are just going to be turned off by. I don't know if this... I think breaking that news earlier probably helped because people have forgotten about that. And I wonder if that'll matter to people as they consider going and buying their ticket.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot about it up until the trailer dropped, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Galactus isn't the main villain in this movie. No.
Which...
It's a 5-foot blonde chick that's painted silver.
Yeah, that's everyone's nightmare. It's everyone's biggest fear. So we are going to be going through. We'll just be talking about some of the official teaser. We'll be playing it back, but I will just start out from the get-go. I hate this setting. This Jetsons past but future stupid setting. I hate it so much.
I like it. It's something new, but like I think it's rumored to be like it's present day, but in an alternate universe. It's kind of like almost Fallout, where they got stuck in the 50s, but Fantastic Four got stuck in the 60s.
Right. I will say
it's gonna be fun.
I will say that like it's good to have a fresh take on Reed Richards and Invisible Girl. I don't know what the Susan Storm. Yeah, okay, I got there. Holy shit, impressed with myself. In fact, it's good to have a fresh take on some of the characters because I only think about like the Fox one. Like
you only think about Jessica Alba, which every man does
every day.
Yeah,
every day.
Even now, 20 years later.
I don't think about her as much anymore.
But yeah, I don't like Pedro Pascal is such a shit casting choice.
I do agree. Like, I don't think, I want to clarify my position. I don't think the casting choice is good. I just feel refreshed by the fact that we have different faces. I don't think it was, I don't think it makes it better. I just think it's good to have variety in like the casting, but Pedro Pascal wouldn't have been my first choice or even like my 10th choice. He's white.
It would have been done. He's white passing.
He's white passing, as Hollywood likes to say. He's white passing.
Just diverse enough.
Yeah, he's
And the stupid voice he puts on too kind of sucks.
yeah, he forces it. It's not great.
It's very 60s like commentator.
You literally have the maid robot from the Jetsons in the movie.
Hell, see, I don't. They spent okay. So this is basically just a teaser. It's not like a full blown trailer.
No,
But they spent what 20 seconds or so on this fucking thing cooking bit, and it was like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Show more of the like movie.
well, maybe maybe that's a hint that there's just not that much action in the show.
Maybe
But
it's just a cooking movie.
do you think the CGI for the thing? I think it's fine. I don't think it's like the worst thing in the world. It's fine. I think
It's a mixture of both. Like there's practicality, and then they layered it over with CGI.
who's the rock Korg? Is Korg the rock monster or guy from the Thor movies?
Yeah.
Okay, this is worse than that. Korg was better.
I don't know.
I think it's.
But also, it's still they're 6 months out, so they can.
They could polish.
Yeah.
They could polish. They could do more with the CGI, and maybe they put the extra effort into this, expecting people to be like, "Whoa!"
How does he taste things?
I don't. Probably with his rock tongue.
It's like I thought it was all rock, but does he have a human tongue? What else is human on
I mean,
him yet?
he does eat pizza and stuff. Like in the Fox one, he was eating a bunch of pizza. Like that was like their favorite thing.
Well,
Do you remember
yeah.
like in the 90s and 2000s,
Pizza was
just like so good that every show was like, we need more pizza. These are teenagers. We need to show them eating pizza.
Yeah, and they're mutants.
With
and maybe turtles.
With lots of cheese. That cheese needs.
That cheese looks way better in the cartoon than it does in real life.
It really. That cheese needs to be 3 feet long in stretchiness. That needs
That's
to.
like such like an American cliche.
That needs a burn coming out. Shit needs to hurt.
Pizza. That's all we eat.
But no, as far as the tongue thing, the taste thing, I have no idea. But
Does he shit rocks?
he probably does. Like,
I like how he's got a chalkboard that comes up from the floor.
yeah, love it. That's advanced
I'm
science.
such a nerd.
So they do the space thing. Everything they're saying in the teaser is kind of like, oh, do you remember when we went to space and all that shit happened?
It actually kind of sounds like a Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah,
Family in space.
family, but space. That was the worst thing I had seen. So, well, I've said that so many times. The Fast and Furious show where they were doing they put the car in space as a rocket ship,
Yeah.
and then crashed it through a satellite as if that was a fucking smart idea. That was the dumbest shit I'd ever seen.
No one's ever claimed that Fast and Furious is poignant.
It's cinema.
It's peak cinema.
So they go to space, they get their powers. I mean, people should know what the Fantastic Four are if they're a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But then you have you don't get a lot of character revealing from Johnny. You get decent amount of character revealing from Reed. You get from Susan and from Ben the Thing. Grim. Yeah, so you get character reveals from like character moments in this teaser, like with just a little bit of dialogue. Johnny really not much at all.
Yeah, well, and they also don't show any like stretchy powers. 'Cause
Right.
I think stretchy powers is a bitch to fucking CGI without making it look retarded.
It probably is, but they did that with John Polsinski, who's the
Yeah.
he would have been an amazing cast for this.
That was the fan cast, and that's why they put him in that fucking Doctor Strange mom movie. And then they just raped him.
Yeah.
They're raping him.
It was not good. They Indiana Jonesed him. They
Squeal.
Squeal, piggy, squeal. Ree.
We reference South Park way too much on this.
I don't think we reference it enough. We should have like a rolling South Park like gif along the side or something. That would be what's up. But the thing is going to be you're just going to have a lot of characters in this that are going to be like really two-dimensional, which is really a shame.
Does this change your thinking at all of like your anticipation for the Fantastic Four movie?
I think this teaser trailer probably is going to turn off more people than it's going to bring on, because you had the people who are like engaged with pop culture and know about the female Silver Surfer being the antagonist. You know about the casting choices being lackluster, nothing fantastic or to write home about. You know that the CGI is going to be on par with every other Disney project of the modern era. So, I mean, they did
fast track this movie too.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's definitely not a lot of reasons to be excited about it if you're paying close attention. If you're just saying, ooh, another Marvel film, let's go throw $100 at this and just go see something to entertain ourselves, maybe you could be excited for it just because it's a superhero film and that's good enough. But then you're seeing this teaser trailer and you're like family plus robot, plus it's also set in the 60s in an alternate universe.
Watching a live action Jetsons.
You're watching it, exactly. And then you're seeing characters like Galactus, you're seeing characters like the female Silver Surfer, and you're not into the ethos of the Marvel Universe. None of that is making sense to you. So, I mean, like, there's the teaser trailer, I don't think is going to help. I think you're going to get the normies who just want a superhero film, but I think this didn't help bring more of them.
Yeah, I mean, this is like Mahler said, I'm whelmed. I'm not underwhelmed or overwhelmed. It's a thing.
I do think this car looks badass though.
60s retro future. But I don't know. I hope this is like I hope it's good enough to be like a jumping off point to where it's like restarting the Marvel universe.
Yep.
But I highly doubt it. I mean, it's got to be like into the 700 to 900 millions to be like successful to where it's like, all right, these are our main guys now. But
well, that's why you have,
I don't know, Marvel's kind of like fucking dead.
Disney, Warner Brothers, they just refuse to put out like anything that had a respected budget. Like, respect your budget, director. Like, tell them to like just
this is your limit. You cannot exceed it. Therefore, get fucking creative.
Exactly. You force the creativity. Like, that would help a lot in Hollywood if the bigger studios were playing that game. But they have money to burn. They keep money coming in, and the more they spend, the more they're approved to spend for the next quarter. So they keep going and going and going. So it doesn't really seem to matter to them how much they fail. Like, Warner Brothers just can't seem to go out of business despite losing $100 million, $200, $300 million every project.
Yeah.
And then you have Disney, who's just a ways ahead of them and still has more value, obviously, than Warner Brothers does, and more IPs that they could interact with and do a good job with, but they're not forcing creativity to any of their directors. I will say, from on that vein, this is more creative. I don't think it's more creative because of the budget. I don't think it's more creative because of like an influx of like super energized talent. I think it's just they definitely saw that they needed to change something, and they were like, what hasn't been done before? And it wasn't what hasn't been done in a good way.
Yeah, it does give off like
gives me
like
the ick.
Marvel movies and shows for the past 4 years have all kind of like blended together where they're all look the same, feel the same, they almost write the same. This one feels like it's at least stepping outside of the box.
Right.
Where it's like, all right, I'm interested to see this movie. I don't want to see Captain America, but we're going to. I do want to see this because I'm interested.
Right. I think they're hopefully, to what you said, jumping off point would be really great for Marvel. They desperately need it. But you have Bob Iger, and we have another story to get into after this one, and we will definitely touch base on it, but Disney has not learned their lesson. They keep saying they have over and over and over again. But Bob Iger, before he left and went to Bob Chapek as CEO, he was like, we're changing direction. And then Bob Chapek comes in and they did not change direction. They doubled and tripled down. Then Iger comes back and is like, oh, we've learned the lesson. And then Trump wins the election. He's like, we've learned our lesson. And then they just refuse. They just freaking refuse.
I think he said that we're going to like be stepping away from politics or whatever, like 4 times now.
Yeah, it's starting to sound a little disingenuous.
Is that fucking John Malkovich?
That's what I paused here for a reason. I was like, what the fuck is John Malkovich doing in this movie?
National goddamn treasure.
He's an American hero of cinema. Did you see?
Where are the other drugs? A fuckface.
Did you see his interview on Rounders about his him doing the Russian accent in?
Nah.
So he goes into the casting. I'm paraphrasing. It's been a while since I've seen the interview, but what I'm remembering him saying was he went into the casting for it, and they were like, "All right, can you do a Russian accent?" He's like, "No, I can't." And so then they're like, "Just try," and he forces it, and they're like, "Perfect, you're good." And the whole movie, he's just like not at all like on point. He's just doing what he can, but he's still convinced he cannot do a Russian accent, and it's completely forced and feels fake to him. I loved it. Like, I thought it was great. Like,
the producers want him so bad, they're like, yeah, no, we can work with that.
yeah, if we can make that function.
Good enough.
John Malkovich.
Just try.
Okay, this is like John Malkovich. Did you ever see what was the movie Red?
I saw Red. I didn't see Red 2.
When he's got the pig with the gun in it, like, or the like stuffed pig. I love John Malkovich. I do think he's underutilized in the industry.
Yeah, you ever watch Burn After Reading?
Yes, I love
that fucking movie. Is so ridiculous.
That movie is surprisingly enjoyable for me. I don't think it's good. Like, I wouldn't say like, oh, spend 2 hours on this because it's cinema. I just think it's entertainment. I'm entertained.
I would recommend it to anyone. It's like Brad Pitt playing this like retarded health nut.
Yeah.
It's so fucking great. Or he's just the dumbest character.
And what was it was like divorce billing information on the CD that like he came into like some divorcee was in his gym and he found like
he thought it was
CD.
like some CIA secrets or some shit.
Just some normal fucking some normal bank account statement stuff on this CD. People who are just joining are gonna have no fucking clue what we're talking about. Let's get back to the trailer because we got right after John Malkovich shows up. You have Galactus on frickin' screen, and in my mind, I'm like, I think he's a little bigger than that, but
he can change sizes.
He can change size, but I'm just like, why would you?
Just like me.
If you were the size, if you were a god or a conqueror,
if you were God,
this is just. I think this is a little small for my first appearance of Galactus. I think I'd like him to be a wee bit bigger.
What are you, a size queen on the first date?
I'm a height supremacist. Hashtag height supremacist.
Well, that's an odd thing for you to be.
Fuck you. I'm not that. I'm average height, you dick. You piece of shit.
For the 1400s Europe.
Or modern day China.
Or just in Asia.
Or just anywhere in Asia. I was actually kind of excited when I saw Galactus on screen, and then I remembered, oh, wait, he's
not the main villain.
He's irrelevant. That's right. Shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always wanted, like, I said from, like, basically Endgame, to where it's like, all right, stop this universe and start up Fantastic Four and X-Men going forward. You can basically just be like, all right, we're done with the Marvel Universe and we're starting a new one. But no, they fucking kept going like a bad diarrhea. And now maybe they're finally just be like, all right, this is our new jumping off point.
If they do jump over to the X-Men being like main focus, like center point. If they do jump over to the X-Men being center point in the new Marvel like expanded tellings of the story, would you want them to refocus on Wolverine again?
No.
Let's assume it's not Hugh Jackman playing it. So would you want it to be a focus on your favorite character?
Yeah, it should be mainly Cyclops, but like a small team, like in the animated series, where Wolverine's in it quite a bit, but he's not the main focus. No one really is the main focus.
No,
but
it's almost like every character in X-Men 97 had their own real like episode or like real mini story inside of it. Like Jean had hers, Storm had hers, right. Wolverine had his, Gambit had his.
I think you should focus on Scott Summers' Cyclops because he's basically Captain America, but not as like super altruistic kind of honor.
Right. He's
more complex, but he's still like a team leader kind of guy.
He swears.
Yeah.
Language.
Shit. But that's what I would like.
I think
Fantastic Four and X-Men go forward from there.
We got Tostinos joining us in the chat. What's going on, my man? Hey, if we're covering any stories you like and you have any questions, feel free to shout it out in the chat, or if you have any questions about the stories. So yeah, with the X-Men stories expanding off, if they're going to do Fantastic Four, Pedro,
they are.
I know. I meant
as a main focus.
As a main focus. Pedro Pascal, I get it from like a Hollywood perspective. Disney Marvel would probably want to keep him because he's very much a cast member who could carry a few movies. But
long term, no, not so. Isn't he like in his 50s?
Yeah, but I mean, he's playing Reed Richards, who's also like an older character.
Well, yeah. I mean, like going forward though, it's not like you can keep doing this for another decade or something like RDJ.
Couldn't you? I mean, for Reed Richards specifically.
Maybe you get a 60-year-old stretchy man.
I mean, there's a lot of 60-year-old actors who can pull off younger in their films. I'm not making the case for it. I'm not arguing for it because I don't want Pedro Pascal in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm just making the counterpoint that I think you could pull it off mechanically, practically, but I don't know. I wouldn't want him there either way.
I guess.
I would want a complete recasting. Like, do this movie, have your fun, but then recast, start over again. Just do it fucking right.
So, what do you think wins the box office? Because this comes out a week after Superman does.
Oh, that's a good question. Hey guys, if you comment below what your thoughts on this are, we'll keep talking, but make sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment.
I think my money's on Superman because it's a reboot, another reboot of the DC universe, and people want to see what the hell you're gonna do with Superman.
Well, but to that point, we are hopeful that this is a jumping off and starting point. The Superman is clearly and marketed as a jumping off point. So there's two different categories of comparison there, but I think Superman wins the day. The problem is I think that Superman films, even including the Snyder films, I'm pretty sure the Snyder films, didn't they all lose money?
No.
I
think BVS made money and then Snyder or the Justice League didn't. But I'm pretty sure they all made money. It's just not that much.
Okay, so I don't know.
I think they were all in like the 700 to 800 million mark.
I would love to see, before making a claim on this, I would love to see what their budget is. I would love to know what their estimated budgets are, but we're not going to
don't know the budget on Fantastic Four.
No, we could guess 500 million.
Since they've been so quiet about it, maybe.
Pedro Pascal is at least 600 million of that 500 million.
Yeah, I don't know, but like Man of Steel is probably it is my favorite Superman movie.
I think mine too.
I actually really like Man of Steel. Some people fucking hate it, but
I thought it was awesome. Like, first off, DC.
There's some dumb things in it, but
like for instance,
Jonathan Kent dying in a tornado.
Yeah. I mean, Jonathan Kent is alive through most tellings of the Superman story for at least majority of the stories.
Yeah, and like people complain about him snapping Zod's neck or whatever when there are other options, but I get it for like character building. It's like you just murdered a dude straight up.
Yeah, and honestly, Superman is supposed to be the guy who doesn't have to kill, and in his first major appearance, he kills. So like he's the kind of guy who's supposed to win. The thing about the Superman, oh my god, how did we start talking about Superman?
It's because it's coming out almost the same week as the Fantastic Four.
The answer to your question is I do think that Superman. Oh, I think Fantastic Four will win. I wish it didn't, but
you know what's gonna beat both of them?
What's that?
Jurassic World Rebirth or Afterbirth.
We went over all of these movies. Why am I just like thinking that all of these are just coming out? Oh, Superman comes out the week after, right?
Superman comes out on like the 16th, and then the week after that, Fantastic Four comes out.
Okay,
but that fucking Jurassic shit still comes out that month too.
I think Jurassic World wins.
Which will win.
I think it will win. Yeah, I think it clearly wins. I think everyone loves dinosaurs, even if they're like fake dinosaurs.
Is this one like an alien dinosaur?
Oh God,
Oh, okay. So I think Man of Steel was a success with 670 million, and then it drops to 420 for Batman versus Superman.
Okay, that tracks.
So yeah,
So my thought on the Superman was I didn't think Superman movies did well, like budget-wise to like profit-wise. So obviously Man of Steel, good. But I do think that it probably goes Jurassic Park or Jurassic World. Then it goes Fantastic Four, then Superman.
That's your prediction?
That's my prediction. I definitely reserve the right to be wrong on that one because we don't know.
I mean, you probably are.
Well, they're all, I mean, none of them are, I'm not expecting any of them to really surprise me as far as like how well they do or their quality. Maybe Superman could, but I think that when you see people going to the films these days, I don't think they're going for good movies anymore. I think the market has really shifted to like keep feeding us the sludge.
I mean, it's been that way for years. Like, all right, pop quiz, hot shot. What was the last good movie you saw in theaters?
Last good movie I saw in theaters was oh man, this is good. This is the last good movie I saw in theaters was either The Creator or which I loved. I thought The Creator was awesome. I heard the arguments on story, but I think the premise of the movie was actually just good enough for me to like overdo the story issues with like coincidence. And then I thought that Oppenheimer. I was struggling to come up with his name.
My mind just jumps to Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
And that was a year and a half ago.
Those two movies were just great films. Like just great standalone films. Like Creator is probably not going to be one that like stands the test of time and is like rewatchable, but people will reference Oppenheimer when like thinking about the nuclear bomb. They will go back and rewatch it.
That one's definitely not that rewatchable, to be honest.
Oppenheimer?
It's a great movie, but like you gotta be in like a very weird state of mind to be like, let's watch this 3-hour-long biopic that's really slow and he just builds a bomb at the end.
No, I know. I get what you're saying. You're right. You're right on that front, but I do think that the quality of the film it's never going to be not referenced. Like, I think like if you look at Christopher Nolan's films, I think a good amount of them share that, where they're not like a movie you're going to go back and rewatch. And I'm like, let's say relative to like A Knight's Tale, where you could rewatch it every night for a year straight. But you're not, so just on that scale where Knight's Tale is, you can rewatch it every day, versus Oppenheimer, Tenet, even like Dunkirk. They're great films, but the rewatch value is really low. That doesn't speak to like their quality as a film. It just means that you've seen it, you absorbed it, it was unique, it was special, it was good storytelling, it was a great movie. But it's like you're not going to watch it every year. You're not going to watch it every 2 years.
I clump these movies together. It's like, I should really rewatch Dune or Blade Runner 2049, which everyone hates apparently, except for me. I like Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
And like you go to rewatch it and you're just like 20 minutes in, you're like, all right, I don't think I want to spend the next 2 hours doing this.
Well,
but they're great fucking movies. It's just...
They're fantastic. Definitely Fantastic Four is not going to it's not going to find its way along that list.
They're fantastic for their own purposes.
We got another story to jump into. Let's talk about Disney Plus losing 700,000 subscribers amid price hikes as original content bombs out. Iger attempts to spin this as a positive. So let's talk about that.
How the fuck do you spin losing almost 1 million subscribers as a positive?
So
these were all the white supremacists we didn't want.
So for context, it's Q1 2025, right? So this is the timeline we're talking.
A month.
Yeah, they just raised their prices, so they went from let's see, the drops follow Disney's recent price hikes, which increased the cost of its ad-supported tier of $7.99 to $9.99 and its ad-free subscription of $13.99 to $15.99, as well as crackdown on password sharing and a paid sharing system that restricts to a single household, but subscribers could pay an additional fee.
I pay $15 for Prime, and it's got way more shit and better shit on it.
That's the argument here, is that like it's not really about the price hikes. It's about the fact your quality of your content is awful. Now,
it should be priced the same as like almost like Apple TV at like $8 a month for ad free.
Well, and if they actually manage the budgets of their films, they could probably do a good job with that.
You might actually make money.
You could actually do it. The problem is that the content is actually so garbage. So you struggle to come up with like good shows on this platform. Like the shows they promote, The Acolyte being one of them. I'm actually just going to scroll down because I think they're Agatha All Along. You have Agatha All Along. You have the Percy Jackson, The Acolyte. You don't have shows that are breaking into the top of the market for what people are wanting to watch. Even The Acolyte, which was Disney was fighting so hard to make that show loved. They fought so hard. They brought in all of their shills in the journalist community to speak out and call out the community as racist. They like blamed the fandom. They kept calling everyone out. It was absolute bullshit, and they failed to break even 3 billion minutes of watch time when the lowest among the top 10 was like 7.5 or something. I think the number's in here. So it was like,
yeah, it was with
Love is Blind. Love is Blind got 7.3 billion minutes of watch time and that was the lowest ranked show on the list of the top 10.
3 times as much.
Yeah.
As Disney's highest.
Yeah, you failed. Disney is failing to create decent content. It's not the audience's fault.
You failed, Anakin.
And we had this conversation with a bowler hat guy a while back when Warhammer topics were like first getting covered on the channel, because the conversation with Warhammer was, why do you care about female custodians? Why do you care about woke content in these universes? It's like, because it leads to this. This is what we fucking warned you about. We kept telling you the content was becoming bad. You were doing a bad job with storytelling. Your characters are two-dimensional and boring and genuinely unlikable. People don't like your characters. And you know what he told me at the end of it? I was like, hey, like, you're going to wind up having a Warhammer universe that is like Star
Hello
Wars, The
Kitty's
Last...
Island Adventure.
No, it was like The Last Jedi. He's like, I like The Last Jedi. I was like, what the fuck did you just tell me? I'm like, I know there's a few people out there who like The Last Jedi. I get it. Like having taste is not everyone's thing. Some people have had COVID, they can't taste anymore. but you're not going to convince me that like the few people who like a product are like outweighing the market at large, and then we're supposed to pretend like it's not a stupid decision to do all this like woke inclusivity, bad writing, bad directing, bad storytelling, bad character development, all of this shit in the movies at the same time. You're not going to convince me that's healthy for a brand. And then I could point to Disney and say, proved it. We just proved it. Like, you guys actually proved it. First off, these are their numbers. These aren't like guesses out of the air. These are from the earnings report.
Right. Yeah, no, Disney, I think, is so far up their own ass to where it's like, we are awesome, therefore we can do anything.
Yep.
And you're not worth $15-16 a month for ad free.
No.
Not even close. I think Netflix is what, 24
I think it's something like that.
for like the ultimate package or whatever.
I'll say Crunchyroll
And
is...
it's got everything on it. I mean, WB is licensing their properties to Netflix.
Mhm.
Like everything you can find on HBO is kind of already on Netflix.
Netflix keeps coming up with bangers, too.
Yeah, and they
I
put
mean,
out good shit once in a while.
Well, I mean, actually, I think it's more common. Like, we're not talking about the new show on Netflix every week, but I mean, if you have a #1 show every quarter, or a show that's in the top 3 every quarter, you are doing really well, objectively. Like, that's a good metric to measure a platform's success, is if they have a new top #3 show every single quarter, every single time it's looked at. So,
Yeah, I don't know. What was the last big one? Squid Game season 2, and people only talked about it for like a week.
but they don't. Well, you only watch it for a week because it's the binge model.
Did they drop it all at once?
I am not sure.
It is a Netflix thing to do.
I mean, I don't think Netflix has a lot of episodic releases of anything.
They do like the 3-part thing.
They do. I think I like that. It's a good mixed bag where, like, especially if your shows are 40 minutes an episode, then you get almost 3 hours of content.
If it was 40 to an hour, I prefer the weekly, like Penguin, because
Yep.
every week you're just like, oh, what's gonna happen fucking next?
That's where
It's a
I'm
water
at too.
cooler show.
I wish we had someone on this channel on our platform who we could talk to, who we could argue about the binge model versus the weekly release, because I really want to have this out. Like,
I could see Snipeaholic being a binge kind of guy. He's got that attention.
It wasn't Slim. Slim was binge.
Might be, yeah.
Oh, so I mean, now he just has to abandon his wife and kid to come back on the streams, but he'll get here.
Who's Slim?
Who is Slim? Slim is one of the founding members of Third Party Studios. Put W's in the chat for Slim.
Put F's in the chat to pay respects.
Put F's in the chat. X to doubt. X to doubt. No, he's doing good. I'm sure we'll have him on sometime. We'll make it work. But for Bob Iger, talking about how he's able to defend it. So Bob Iger tried to downplay the loss during earnings call, stating that the subscriber churn wasn't as bad as expected. He argued that the price hikes were necessary to push Disney Plus towards profitability and framed the drop as a natural part of their strategy. However, with another subscriber decline and already anticipated for Q2 of 2025, the comments sound more like damage control. So, right. That's just
It's not as bad as it looks, guys.
I'm a little surprised anyone
who pays for Disney Plus anyways, because any entertainment store, like you go Best Buy, Verizon, blah blah blah, everything you buy is like, and you also get a free year of Disney Plus.
Yeah,
it's like, what the fuck?
If you create a new email account and password and just keep buying like $10 gift cards to like Red Lobster, you can get a free year subscription to Disney Plus.
It's fucking just retarded.
I think this guy might be the dumbest single CEO I know.
Well, he's a weatherman. He was a weatherman, and then he became the CEO of one of the biggest companies on the planet, really.
It is just weird that you have... Okay, I think we've made this point a million times before. It just feels so unreal. I still can't grasp it. Like, how you can have access to the most beloved franchises that exist in movies and still fuck up so hard. Like, how can you fail this hard? Like, the easiest answer is just do what the fans tell you to do and you will make $1 trillion.
Well, it's like they ran with buying out all these properties and franchises. It's like they ran to the finish line, shot themselves in the foot.
I mean, this might be too short-sighted. Like, in fairness, I might just not have a good enough grasp on reality. But it feels to me like if you just picked talented writers and you picked talented directors and stopped putting these activists in charge of everything and just kept your budget under control, you could have reasonable performance. Take Guardians of the Galaxy 3, for example.
That did not age well, by the way.
No, but
I watched it the other day and I was like, this is not as good as I remember.
No, I think I'm with you on that. I think the things I liked about the movie were the emotional impacts from like the characters and stuff like that. I think that did a good job of like interacting with it.
And the hallway scene is good, but every movie that has a hallway scene in it, the hallway scene's always good.
Yeah, hallways are where it's at, boys.
Hallways is where the action's at.
Yeah, always find yourself in a hallway.
Yeah,
life will be exciting.
There you get your action.
But the point I was making was Guardians of the Galaxy 3 just barely broke even. Just it was barely there. But if they had just been
made like 700 or something,
right? But if they had, I think a little bit more like if they had just tamed down their budget a little bit, gotten a little bit more creative, took out some of the stupid stuff with, I think Warlock's inclusion was stupid. You know how much money they probably spent on the CGI related to that stupid hamster that kept following Warlock around? That's probably a few tens of
yeah, that fucking dog hamster thing.
That's probably a few tens of thousands of dollars just to CGI that thing.
Dude, absolutely. That was pointless. That was pointless.
It was stupid.
Adam Warlock was pointless as fuck. I think that was probably one of the worst adaptations of a comic book character. Was Adam Warlock in that movie?
I agree. I agree entirely, and that's my point, is that if they were just a little bit smarter with their money and just didn't include stupid shit and stop putting activists in charge of it, you would win. Like, you would have so much freaking money.
Well, what I'm hearing is that that a lot of these movies and whatnot, they have writing teams. So there's like fucking 10 people in a writing room, and they're all straight out of college. So they have like no life experiences or whatever. They're just writing what they know, which is school.
Right. They're just like cookie cutter bullshit and whatever their envision of fan fiction is.
They haven't seen a man die.
I tell you what, I would rather have Disney, and this is like, if I was in charge of Disney, I would rather go on the streets of LA and find all the 10 homeless people.
Give me 10 crack addicts.
Clean them up and just say, put your life story into a fucking film.
Don't even clean them up. That's how you pay them.
That's how you pay them.
Pay them in rocks.
Pay them in rocks. We'll give you a new box to put on the street to live in.
I'll give you a tent.
Upgraded tent.
A 7x7.
But I mean,
you barely fit in.
Just tell your life story in this Star Wars universe, and people will
we'll
actually
tell your crack story and throw some lightsabers in it.
Well, people will feel something, unlike this stupid like self-insertion of all these feminists and like nonsense.
It's just a Jedi that's withdrawing from the Force. He's getting withdrawals.
Can I just double down on the fact that like all of the most recent Star Wars projects that I like have been like female led, have been like a female mechanic or some like mechanic or some lesbian loser who's like in charge of shit and like is a genuine girl boss who's like down on her luck but then has like a venture. Like, I hate it.
Down on her luck girl trying to find her way in the world.
Acolyte was oh my god, we say it a billion times. Acolyte the nightmare. But anyway, Disney Plus losing 700,000 subscribers that's a bad number. That's a bad number, dude. That churn, you're gonna need to replace 700,000 subscribers.
What's 700,000 times $15?
Oh my god. Help us, basic math. Help us in the chat, basic math.
Yeah, I'm not doing that right now.
Yeah, no calculators.
I'm not even thinking about it anymore.
We got other stories to jump over to, but I mean, that's a big one, guys. That one sucks for Disney Plus. That is a nightmare.
It's not unexpected.
No, I mean, you keep doing a bad job storytelling, what else can happen? There's nothing else that can happen. That's just what it is. Well, now we're going to start talking a little bit about politics. You guys love it. It's still Disney. It's still entertainment. It's
10.5 million, by the way.
Are you fucking Jesus? Jesus.
So you just lost $10.5 million potentially.
Wow. All right. Well, the next story with Disney is also related to Disney, but it's also related to DOGE, Elon Musk,
and USAID,
the trumpet, the VD, like all of this stuff. It's the good times. the story goes, Walt Disney Company was provided USAID funds by the Biden administration to create Nat Geo content. First of all, PBS, there's what's the C-SPAN, like there are like organizations that
Politico.
do, there's Politico now, but there was always like publicly known funded, like government funded, like entities. So there's always those. This was like hidden. USAID is hiding all of this shit.
Dude, it is insane. This is my favorite rabbit hole to go down right now.
Oh my god, yeah, and it's absolutely ridiculous. So the content that they were actually like talking about was a few, so like up to $6 million was tallied for a joint venture between Walt Disney and National Geographic, or Walt Disney Company Africa and National Geographic. So this $6 million is huge. It was hugely funded. But now that the Trump administration, you got DOGE digging into USAID, we found the story about Politico. This is all the same story. So let's cover the other one first. We'll just go back and forth between them. But the other story goes, Politico took $8 million in USAID taxpayer money while attacking Gamergate and pushing anti-gamer narrative. The Trump admin just cut them off. This news broke 2 days ago. This is beautiful.
I think this is some of the biggest news. This is like looking through, getting the looking glass into fucking our government and how it works and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think people are taking it as seriously as it is. I mean, this is like Watergate's a drop in the puddle compared to this shit.
Well, 8 million is just Politico. The list is like a few thousand entities long.
Yeah, I mean, we were paying for trans prostitutes in South Africa,
Pottery classes overseas.
pottery classes in Lebanon. We funded 90% of Ukraine journalists. Our own journalism is getting paid by the government to run shit.
Well, that explains why. I mean, first off, that is a really good lens of clarity to add to the looking glass of this. You have to understand. You cannot have an unbiased journal. You cannot have an unbiased press if they are being subsidized by the government.
That's called propaganda.
Exactly.
You're getting paid to write what the government wants you to write.
Well, and so
That's not journalism at all.
here's the big issue with media, entertainment, with the pop culture like sphere that we cover. Politico was attacking Gamergate and like gamers. Like they were just attacking people relentlessly during Gamergate. That was a huge divide, and a huge start to the culture war, a huge jumping off point for the culture war, because it covered gaming, covered journalism, it covered everything in
The
entertainment.
OG Gamergate?
Yeah.
How'd that one start again?
The OG Gamergate was fuck.
It's been like 11
We
years.
covered it.
I know.
We've talked about it.
There's
Like on
been so much news. Gamergate 2 is the most recent one. That
Yeah.
was with Sweet Baby.
The OG Gamergate, I'm pretty sure started around, I think that it started off with a games journalist who was talking about how there was like a need for diversity in gaming. There was like hate speech and stuff in gaming. You had a lot of this. And then
Yeah.
the community backlash.
I mean, this is from the very reputable site of Wikipedia.
Ooh, nailed it.
Gamergate was a loosely organized misogynistic online harassment campaign motivated by right-wing backlash against feminism, diversity, and progressivism in video games, which we're still doing.
Can I just say this is always how it fucking starts? Like they'll put out something, they'll put out a new project or a new show or write an article, and we'll say that sucked, and they'll be like, racism,
I know.
misogyny,
This was bad. Oh, you hate black people. What?
incels, Pizzagate.
Yeah, it says, yeah, so this was 2014, 11 years ago.
Yeah.
It's the target, women in the video game industry. What?
Dude, you know that is like the most fun group to play with in video games. Like it's like the most fun. I mean,
Women who game are awesome. It's just the bitches that game suck.
yeah, they suck. It's like send me feet pics. Ew, no, those bitches suck. Well, here we go. So from the press secretary up at the White House, let's jump into this. Let's pull this story real quick.
I enjoy the new press secretary, by the way.
I think she's doing a good job.
She's not Kaylee
To the
McEnany.
briefing room, I was made aware. So upon coming out here to the briefing room, I was made aware of the funding from USAID to media outlets, including Politico, who I know has a seat in this room. And I can confirm that the more than $8 million taxpayer dollars that have gone to essentially subsidizing subscriptions to Politico on the American taxpayers' dime will no longer be happening. The DOGE team is working on canceling those payments now.
Can I just say that being able to say that to their face would have been such a gift. Would have been such a
Excuse me while I whip this out. Yeah, and another thing that people aren't really realizing is like that's your money. That's from taxpayer dollars.
Yes.
You're paying Political to feed you government shit.
Well, we've talked about that before with a couple of other stories as well. So when we were talking about Sweet Baby Inc., we also stumbled across Black Girl Gamers and TakeThis.org. And we saw that TakeThis.org was like subsidized $800,000 just to exist, to write articles or to support journalists in like giving them like attack fodder against gamers and the gaming community and the entertainment industry. So like this isn't like, the fact that it happens isn't the news. The fact that it happens to this scale, and the fact that it was like something that we are now discovering was like hitting Politico and hitting other entities as well. Like we all thought CNN was a failing company, but they were losing their own money.
No, they're losing your money.
Exactly. Politico. We always thought it was a failing entity, but we always thought it was their own failing entity as a private organization.
Tranny prostitutes in South Africa are getting your money.
Yeah, it's like we always thought that.
Remember that? Did you see that guy from Kenya that was like, "All right, USAID is not helping us out anymore." I think it was Kenya, and he was like, "I don't know why everyone's whining. It's not our money. Why the fuck do we why can't we just support ourselves?"
Yeah,
he's really based on like, "Hey, we're just not taking American money anymore."
Right. It's like good, cool. Maybe
figure it out your damn self.
Maybe we could be friends now. Maybe we
my money and I want it. No.
Can you understand like when people are like, this isn't a big deal. This is how like this is how international communities like work together on projects, things like that. I was like, can you understand that from a taxpayer's perspective, who's living paycheck to paycheck and still is like compelled to pay taxes, who just lives in a trailer house and doesn't take advantage of these benefits that from tax dollars, and especially to see all of his hard-earned tax money go to this place and then be added into the pool and divvied out to these countries that don't benefit him in any way at all. Can you understand why that guy might have a little bit of a hatred towards Africa?
Jeez.
It's like, can you? I'm not making
a lot of
I'm not making the
majority of people are like, oh yeah, taxes go to our local schools and our roads and blah blah blah. It's like, no, your taxes are going over to Ukraine and
Politico.
They fucking started a Sesame Street in Iran or some shit with it.
Yeah,
this is so retarded,
dude. Can you imagine how much of my road could be repaired with $8 million? At least an intersection. Like our roads suck here. Like we need better roads. Honestly, I wish we had.
There's been construction on 2 major roads here in our city for like 3 years.
I wish can we innovate roads a little bit? Can we get a little clever with how we do roads? Because it feels like we just keep pumping money into like rocks, and turns
Who
out
invented the roundabout? Kill that guy.
oversee. Type W's in the chat if you guys like roundabouts. I would just like to know. Do nothing if you don't. Smash the like button if you don't like roundabouts. But I mean, so. Yeah, Politico. I would think they had some examples of it in here.
This is what the UK, the BBC is like their big thing over there.
Mm-hmm.
Government funded like TV and whatnot. I can't believe there's not more of an upset about that.
Yeah, we don't. Well, the BBC is.
You're watching your taxes go to this place to make shitty gay Doctor Who.
Yeah, it's not even good.
It's like, and you've known about that for decades.
It's been bad the whole time. Like, so. Politico's history. So this is what we basically are like. This is why it's relevant to like the gaming community specifically. So Politico was always pushing against gamers, and it goes for years. Politico has aligned itself with activist gaming journalists who push woke narratives under the guise of combating toxicity. Toxicity in gaming. I don't think it even exists. I think whatever you're talking about as far as toxicity is just people. Maybe they're venting, or maybe they're just like able to just unleash a little bit of the hatred that is natural.
Is talking shit toxicity, really?
It genuinely depends.
I mean, it's competition. You're like talking shit to your competition.
No, that is not toxicity. No, I don't believe. I don't.
Or
believe
your
it is.
shitty teammate. That's 1 in 10.
Yeah, that guy sucks and needs to like self delete in game, but not IRL. Like, but yes, this is the shit we're talking about. It's like they keep
It's always been like this. Like that's why they got rid of the dislike button on YouTube.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, it's toxic or whatever. It's like, it's the internet. It's the most like hateful place
in the universe ever
And
invented.
if you can't handle it, you know what? You can just not do it.
Yeah, there's always been the mute button. There's always been the private button.
Private.
There's always been like the engage with friends only.
And if you're dumb enough to put yourself out on a public platform and not expect any blowback, like what the fuck have you been smoking the past 20 years?
Like the internet is a place for just consistent feedback. So toxicity in the universe, if we were going to use that term, which I think it's just nonsense, like buzzword to like generate clicks.
Pussy shit.
Like that is the bullshit that we're trying to fight against. So like the constant battle against these people has been waging on since Gamergate, and I think even before that it was a problem, but it's ruined so many games. Like this battle for female like supremacy in gaming has been like an absolute nightmare for all of the industries, all of the companies that have pushed it. Like every one of them has had flop after flop. Ubisoft is looking at being sold. BioWare has just done a huge layoff. Like you have all of the like EA took a huge ass whooping the last couple of years.
BioWare is under 100 developers now.
Yeah,
That's insane.
Yeah, they are like every one of these major studios.
EA like CEO or exec came out and said the reason why Dragon Age of Valguard didn't succeed is because it didn't have more world sharing.
It wasn't broad enough, and it wasn't broad enough.
It wasn't live service enough, which is fucking insane. It's like how do people that don't understand their own industry always in charge of these corporations? It's in gaming, it's in movies, it's in everything.
Yeah. It's crazy.
The higher ups in Hollywood don't watch fucking movies. They're just dudes with the money.
Or weathermen.
He watches the weather. He doesn't watch movies.
Dude, so the in addition to Politico, they also had the Associated Press got 600,000, sorry, not million, 600,000. Reuters got 3 million. New York Times got almost 400,000, 378,000. So, I mean, like, we're unveiling, like, huge amounts of money that are going to these entities that have just, like, constantly pushed narratives that are actually just they spit in the face of objective reality. Like, they look at a sandwich and call it a hot dog. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Knock it off.
Go touch grass.
Go touch grass. Stop. I mean, first off, none of these companies should have any taxpayer dollars. Like, if people ask, like, Elon is actually a little bit... This is a little hypocritical coming from Elon. Let me just clarify my position. Elon, like Tesla, Stargate, or Tesla. No, I'm sorry, not Stargate.
Stargate, the show?
No, his SpaceX. Holy shit,
Rocket Man.
Well, I think he Starlink. So
Starlink is the internet.
Yeah, a lot of these entities were subsidized heavily by taxpayer dollars through grants and subsidies. Like, in order to advance. So I get that he's the one who knows where to look, but also he's benefited from these grants for a long, long time.
I would rather my money go in towards space shit and giving internet to the entire world than to journalism.
To be fair, I'm just steelmanning this as best I can. The woke would rather tell you you're a racist through every media apparatus they can buy.
I know, but how
with
do
their
they
tax
know?
dollars. How do they know you're racist? They don't need to know you're racist to call you one. As evidenced by the last decade and a half.
There should be like a little like checklist like every month or whatever where you're like, all right, we're going to take taxes this month. And here's a checklist. You have to check a certain amount of things that you want your taxes to go to.
Can I
pick and choose what my taxes go to?
Can I go on a little bit of a political tangent here? Can I just get?
I mean, we kind of have been, so.
But this might generate a little bit of hate. This one might be a little.
Everyone already hates you.
Fair enough. Okay, so I saw a post on X the other day, and it was like, should old people be exempt from paying into taxes? They've paid their fair share. Vote yes, no. And I was like,
all right, hold on, before you go. Before you go.
I asked for the room.
It's like this. Wait. I was like, you could go anywhere. I have no idea where you're about to go with this one. You're probably just gonna shit on old people right now. Go for it.
Fuck old people. Fuck them all. Like every problem that happens in this country can be laid entirely at the feet of old people.
It's all boomers' fault.
Well, it's not even boomers' fault. It's just like any generation that like 50 and up, because 10 years ago they were 40. So like 50 and up, all of those people fucking suck. Every side, left and right, they all are shit. Absolutely suck. They have no right to ask for a tax break when they left us this fucking broken ass system to fix. And all of our politicians are coming in. We're saying, like, let's get new energized faces. And you still have the old people in Congress and in government who are like, we can't do that. We got to slow down there. We can't do that.
Yeah, I think Maxine Waters is like 87. Mitch McConnell's up there.
These people must be fucking immortal. They won't fucking die. And
Vampires that look horrible.
I'm not wishing death on them. I'm making an observation about the fact they seem to live forever. There is
an upside though. David Hogg did get appointed like head of some DNC committee.
Because that's the thing, is like I'd rather have an argument against that loser than like old people who feign experience
The
and
guy
expertise.
that monetized the death of his fellow classmates.
Yes. I hate that guy so much. There's a lot of people I hate, but he's up there. But yeah, on this old people, let me just say, like, let me go on a little bit. International conflict. Like, our generation didn't have a say in any of that. The education system. We are products of their broken ass education system.
We just made it out when it got really shitty.
Yeah. The tax system. There are so many tax loopholes and so many tax laws that you would need like an AI in order to interpret it. And even then, you don't even know if the AI can do it correctly. It's impossible to whittle down the tax law to anything simpler. So you have all of this shit that's broken, and you have old people who are like, but you still have to pay us Social Security because we had our turn. It's like, you guys could have bit the bullet and turned it off. You guys could have been like, we're not doing this anymore. We're going to pay out what exists, maybe give a grace period to someone in a reasonable way or time frame. But now my generation has to be the one to go in there and be like, hey, old people, you know how you fucked us on every single level conceivably?
But
we're not going to keep paying you shit.
But I want $2,000 a month when I turn 65.
Well, now they're arguing to increase it because of the inflation they fucking caused. It's like it's their fault. Like, this poll pissed me off so much. Like, there's everyone in the chat is like, they've paid their dues. They've done so much for this country. I was like, fuck old people. Like, that's my rant. I have an opinion on old people.
I have an excellent slur for old people that I think everyone should use, and it should just call them cotton tops.
I love it. We're going to hashtag cotton top this fucking video. This live stream's going hashtag cotton top.
That might be interpreted wrong. You need the context.
Oh my God. I hope my grandparents don't see this. We're still alive.
The cotton tops.
We're all, I have old people in my life that I love, but whenever this topic comes out, I let them fucking have it. I was like, dude, your generation won't let go of the wheel of control and let the younger generation do some shit. It's like the minimum
Fuck you, you're old.
The minimum age to be president or minimum age to run in like Congress, you have to be like, there's like, it's the 30s.
35 for president.
It's 35 for president. I don't know if there is a minimum
I
for
think you
Congress.
got to be over 18 and that's it.
I mean, well,
Because David Hogg's in and he's what?
well, he's
22.
He's vice chair of the DNC, is my understanding. So he's not actually a politician.
Right.
He's like, to your point though, he's an important figure. He's just a toddler.
Oh, debatable, important figure, but
But he, oh my God. But yeah, oh my God, guys! If you can't tell, this is genuine. This is heartfelt.
maybe we should start up a political show.
Maybe I tell you what,
And we'll just do it right after this one.
if this breakout, so if between the live stream and this video after it goes is published, if between the two of them we get 30 likes, let's do it. We'll just pull
If
the
it goes
trigger.
well, I guess we're gonna do a political show.
Okay, perfect.
Third-party politics.
Third party politics, which is kind of a cool name, but at the same time, it's kind of like, so you guys are just libertarians? Like, fuck.
It's like
God damn it! You guys are the Green Party? No, that stupid
Green Party.
that stupid like music instructor like guy who the old black guy who ran as president. Fuck.
What?
Well, he ran as president. I think it's part of the Green Party. I don't remember his name. Is it West? Cornel West? Fuck. Can you look that up? Cornel West, or is Cornel West or Colonel West or whatever? It doesn't matter. He lost. He lost hard. I don't even know if he
Oh yeah, Cornell West.
Cornell West. I don't hate the guy or have anything against him. I just think he's like
He's a philosopher.
I think he's a bad philosopher, and I think he's really just he's got TDS and he's just brain dumb. But I don't think he's very intelligent. I think he's just articulate.
By this one picture, I can tell I don't agree with him on anything. He's giving a speech on a podium, and there's a sign in front of it that says "Free Palestine." So
Yeah, so cool. Well, I mean, like we don't care, Palestine. You do your thing. Don't bomb us. Don't do it. I'm just kidding.
I support the gays for Palestine.
Yep. I think you guys should all go over there to show your support. I mean, just for a vacation, just a weekend. Just go there for a weekend, protest, have fun. I think Charlie Kirk said he'd fund it or something. I think he'd fly you guys out. So Disney Plus lost a bunch of subscribers. They got paid huge by USAID, and Trump turned off the faucet. So I am here for it. This USAID topic has been huge this week. It's been so heavily covered, and honestly, there's so much we don't even know yet. I don't think they've released a fraction of what they're going to actually be talking about.
I want a whole list of all the USAID or USAID, however you want to say it.
I did dig into it and struggled hard to find it. So if you can pull that off, I will be very impressed. Oh, look, it's right here.
Oh, look, first thing, spending list.
Oh, did you actually? That's not funny. All right, we got 2 more stories to cover, so let's just keep going. We had some huge breaking news last night. This has been epic. Let's jump into the next story. The PlayStation Network is down. The PlayStation Network for PlayStation gamers, it hit everything. There was a story on Fortnite going down. There was a story on Marvel Rivals, Call of Duty. We have the down tracker. Refresh that just to kind of see. Like, we have PlayStation Network still down. We have Call of Duty got hit. EA got it. Xbox, Fortnite, Rivals, Arma, YouTube, Roblox. I don't know about these Instagram and like mobile ones if they're
under
connected.
attack.
But then you have Crunchyroll took a bit of a downtime. Steam got hits. Helldivers.
I only noticed this like at about 7 o'clock or so last night. I was playing Kingdom Come or Mass Effect, so it's like single player.
Come.
So I wasn't.
Sorry, Kingdom.
King does come. Anyway, so I wasn't really affected by it, but I go to like search something on the PSN network, and it's like, sorry, we can't find this right now. I was like, what is the internet down real quick?
Yeah.
So I was like, nope, it's not that. Restart my PlayStation. Still won't. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
The list.
And here, the network's down.
Yeah. Well, it's not even just like internet. It's like every game was touched by this, like Diablo 4, DayZ.
Yeah, everything that requires online.
Genshin Impact. That's a
Not Genshin.
Isn't that a mobile game?
No, it's a gotcha game, but it makes billions of dollars because it's like a pay-to-win kind of thing.
Fair enough. Grand Theft Auto 5 went down. I'm surprised that didn't break the internet. So
I'm surprised we didn't have a riot.
that one I thought was really, Discord. So I mean, everything got hit. Xbox is still reporting. So Xbox still has reports coming in. I can't tell okay, so this is all kind of still developing. PlayStation did put out a notice on this. I cannot find the connection between the Xbox network and the PlayStation experience. Like, PSN is down. They're doing maintenance, or they're not doing maintenance. They had an issue, and they put out an announcement of it. I will pull that up in a second. But
BT dubs, this is worldwide. It's not like just restricted to the US or something.
right. But like, we couldn't find the connection between the PlayStation network going down and the Xbox network having its issues, because the users on here are reporting that they can't use like Xbox chat, or like they can't use Xbox Live party chat. It disconnects from the internet. It disconnects from everything. So the issues do not seem to be directly related, but they happen at the exact same time. And yet PlayStation puts out a notice, and we do not have much of anything on. Xbox.
So
I wasn't finding it.
It is recovering today, but there are still people reporting.
So 16 hours ago, after the outage got started, PlayStation. So at Ask PlayStation, we are aware some users might be currently experiencing issues with PSN. For further details, and then there has not been an update as of the time of this live stream. But we did have some fun scrolling through the internet, and I got to appreciate the fact that I am mostly a single player game or a PC gamer. And this just felt so me. So from Morgan Kimes, single player my single player loving ass watching everybody crash out because PSN is down.
Right. I was playing Kingdom Come fucking Mass Effect, so I was like, what?
Then you had the internet is flooded with great memes. Everyone rushing to X to see if PlayStation Network is down.
It's World War Z.
It's World War C. Dude, this shit is so freaking funny. Dude, actually, I thought I just pulled up. Oh, it's just trending. So we'll just go over to the trending and just have some fun here for a minute. Any latest on this?
You're still at top.
Yep. No, I'm on latest. Lowest. If you are an idiot, something Spanish. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any updates. Nothing from Sony. That would have been top.
Last thing I heard was 8:30 last night from PlayStation. So
Yeah. Well, then you have this guy Adjust 55 verified on X. People coming home after an 8 to 12 hour shift to find the PlayStation Network is down.
it's like I'm gonna drink bleach.
People checking Twitter, checking Twitter every 5 minutes for an update. You have this guy.
Dude, that does gotta suck.
Look at this, Cody. Get these servers back up. He's got his get.
Yeah, I checked my network too. I'm like, what the fuck? But that's gotta suck. Say you worked like 12 hours and you just want to come home and play some Rivals for a little bit.
Right.
Before you gotta put the kid to bed.
Exactly. Well, even like lie on Xbox or on X verified user, Xbox motherfuckers taking the chance to say should have gotten an Xbox while PlayStation Network is down. Bitch, fuck you and your shit
box.
Well, then you look back at the tracker and Xbox is suffering too. Again. And honestly, like PlayStation Network has not had any new reports or not many new reports, but Xbox is still getting reports. You can compare the charts. Like it goes down, but it goes up and goes down in the backup.
That's because everyone was asleep then.
Xbox users get a normal night's sleep.
I can't watch YouTube on my Xbox while I sleep.
I thought this one was just a really fun story, but it's breaking. Like all of this stuff is still breaking. Like we don't have anything going on right now. No updates from PlayStation. Apparently the issue is still going on. But we just have all these great, like X is just having so much fun. PlayStation Network is down. Poor parents. Dude, X is just fun to be on now. Us PlayStation users going to bed early and unsatisfied on a Friday night thanks to maintenance. It's the crying Stewie Griffin. Oh my god. All right, we got. Wow, I'm here for it. We'll keep you guys posted if there's any updates on that. You guys will. Well, if you're PlayStation users, you'll know before we do. But if there's any updates over the week, and honestly, we don't know why. It's not clear why it's down. Like the post from PlayStation. Where was the post on PlayStation? Statements say, we are aware some users might be experiencing issues, but it doesn't talk about what the issue is at all. It's still completely conjecture. No one has any idea what caused the outage. People are saying maintenance. Maintenance is scheduled.
Yeah, they would have scheduled it and everyone would have known it beforehand.
And here's the thing. Sony should have backup servers. They should have all these backups and contingency plans to keep the network going. I don't think that this level of outage would be consistent with them currently running on backups. That's not where my take is on this. And the fact that it's hitting Xbox too, something bigger went on. And I wish we had more to say on it, but we're following the story as it's breaking. So the news broke last night. We're following the updates in the story, and this is where we are at right now.
It's gonna be like, oh, we got hacked for the third time, and now they have everyone's credit card number.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they didn't already, to be fair.
Yeah, because the last big one was in 2011 for PlayStation Network, and they were down for 21 days because of that hack.
Yeah. We got another story to get into, one more story to jump into, and this one I think is Cody's favorite story. Is this your favorite story of the day?
The king that's coming is gay.
Yeah. I think you got the title wrong.
Are you dyslexic?
Well,
yeah, there's this big controversy going around about Henry and Kingdom Come Deliverance can have a gay romance in Kingdom Come 2. And people are losing their fucking minds about it for some goddamn reason. Their biggest excuse is like, well, the development team or whatnot from the first game said that Henry is straight. Another backtracking, so wokeism has needled its way into Warhorse Studios.
Yep.
It's like, get over that's not like backtracking or whatever. There's an option for a gay romance. Cool. You know why? Like I didn't know Caden in Mass Effect was gay for the longest time
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't try to fuck him.
Well,
It's like in Kingdom Come or Deliverance too. It's like I didn't know there was a gay scene because I didn't try to fuck that guy.
yeah, you would find out pretty quickly if you did try, I guess. But
It's such a bullshit kind of like to get all in a hissy fit about because like, all right, did you never play Mass Effect? Did you never play Baldur's Gate? Did you never play Dragon Age? There's fuckloads of examples of RPGs with like optional gay romances.
yeah,
And you never heard, well, there was some controversy with Mass Effect back in the day, but it's like, if you don't want it, don't try to fuck that person.
well, but here's also the like
Don't click that yes button, bro.
I want to like play the hysterical hissy fit guy for a second.
Devil's
on this.
advocate.
Well, Warhammer 40K. We've talked about it a billion times, and a lot of the controversy we've talked about was related to the female Custodes update and the retcon that they did. The distinction here is that Warhammer 40K is an existing universe. They do retcons, but this was clearly like identity politics insertion, or
Right.
insertion tokenism. The difference between that and say like what I'm hearing for Kingdom Come Deliverance, because you are a resident expert on that, I am not. But like that apparently, so it's optional. And Baldur's Gate 3 did the same thing to massive acclaim and consistent award-winning nonsense.
You could fuck a bear in that one.
You could do the bear.
Do the bear.
Doing the bear was
The bears.
it was an option.
I do the bears.
Do bears. So the distinction we're trying to make is that
Joe Rogan does the bears.
when it's this woke insertion, you have to call it out. I would rather an overreaction by the community that gets course corrected by like more sensible minded people who love and play the game like you, than people just ignore this and it goes back to what it was like last year where
Right,
we had,
it's like, all right, we dipped our toe in and no one said anything, so we'll just keep on.
because the argument you're making it's not the same, but it runs parallel to the argument that the left makes where, what do you care? You don't have to play it.
Right.
Well, it's like
I understand that.
you take the $100 million, $200 million you invested into a video game that was obviously going to fail, could have been put towards a game I, as a consumer, wanted. So I have lost here.
Yeah, I mean, like
everyone
compared to like Veilguard, it's like, all right, that game had like optional gay romances that you didn't have to take part in, but it was like in every step of the game was this woke fucking.
It chased you. It followed you
alphabet
like
people.
an STD or a ghost.
Yeah, and it chastised you. Like an STD or a ghost. They're equivalent.
Those are options. Those are things. Fucking the bear.
Yeah, but there's many examples. This one is like the most like, oh, there's a gay thing in it that you may never interact with, therefore I'm not buying it and fuck this studio.
I would like to know from the people who are kind of going overboard on it, because I total transparency, this is probably a story I would have overreacted to as well. Just just playing and being honest and being genuine about it. I probably would have, because honestly, as someone who doesn't play Kingdom Come Deliverance, and I do see any level of insertionism as why. Now I have to ask why. I have to ask why it was
Yeah.
there.
I
And
mean, they've kind of trained us to like,
distrust.
yeah,
The distrust is their fault, not mine.
it's like,
It's not my fault.
it's like, what was the good example? Oh, like putting a female lead in Ghost of Yotai. Immediately, everyone's going to be like,
Why?
why'd you do that?
Yeah. What was the reason? We can't.
Is this for
This isn't good.
DEI reasons?
Yeah. They've earned the distrust.
Yeah.
The gaming
There's no
industry has
benefit of the doubt anymore.
right, and you can't if you consistently kick someone in the shin over and over and over again, and then you go up to them and you don't kick them in the shin, but you gesture like you're going to, and they flinch hard. You can't blame them because you kept kicking them in the shin so fucking hard they developed a habit.
Why didn't you kick me in the shin?
Why didn't you kick me in the shin?
Why do you keep kicking me in the ball?
Dude, that reference lands so hard for me.
I love
love
that
that.
you'd go there.
Dude, I love that reference. Keeps kicking me in the dick. Why does it keep oh my god, the people in the chat have no fucking clue what we're talking about. God damn it.
I'm not even gonna explain it. You gotta figure it out.
Oh yeah, just Google search why do you keep kicking me in the dick and just watch it. It doesn't matter what it is, just everything that's on your screen, watch it.
Just make sure you search in like Google or something.
Yeah,
And
not
not Cornhub or something.
not Cornhub. Okay, so the main drama that I'm hearing from the story is the gay romance scene, the optional gay romance scene, I will qualify it. Is there something else? Are other people are people talking about other things with this? Is there other things to
No,
criticize?
It's basically like they said Henry was straight, and now he can be bi potentially. And Hans Capon, another like lead in the game, I think is also bi. But I mean, it almost makes sense for his character because he just wants to drink and fuck.
Fair enough. I mean, like you have a lot of modern characters are actually told like that, where it's more of like the hyper-sexualized, very high charismatic character is completely like it's completely bisexual and has like no preferences whatsoever.
Right.
You just fuck anything. Like
There's a hole, there's a goal.
well, it's a running joke in Dungeons and Dragons where like I want to fuck that dragon. I want to. What do I have? No, don't ask me to explain it. Tell me what I need to roll to fuck that dragon.
You slut dragon.
I don't need to know the practicalities. Just what's the number?
But like to add on to it, there is like so KCD is basically like a hyper realistic simulator of like 1400 Bohemia.
Right.
And so people are like, well, if you're gonna be gay in it, do you get chastised like they would back in the day too?
Well, we all
Go
saw
to the stockade and get fucking shit thrown at you or something.
we all saw Braveheart. We all saw Braveheart. We know that the prince's
Get
gay
a couple horses and some rope.
the prince's gay lover gets thrown out a window.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's all I forgot about.
We've all seen Braveheart. We all know what happens in that century. Although I might have the centuries wrong, but I mean, I'm not a historian. I'm a philosophizer.
13th century.
13th century. But
yeah, I think it's way overblown. And like, unlike Dragon Age, in this one, you have an option to not interact with it whatsoever. Like, say no one reported on it, you might not even get like notice it or whatever.
Mhm. Can I ask about so there's been a lot of reports about the unskippable divisive content. Is this old news, and what, because the game only released last week, right?
This week, Monday.
This week, Monday. So
On the 4th.
very recently. This article that we are looking at comes from a little bit earlier in January. I mean, the drama comes from now, but it has been talked about for a while before Kingdom Come came out. But the big talk about it was back in middle of January. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 banned in Saudi Arabia due to unskippable LGBTQ scene. It's claimed. So like, I don't know this to be true.
I don't know what's unskippable gay content in this.
Is there any? I mean, like you've played through it. Like
I haven't played through it. I'm only like fucking 6 hours in, and it's a 60-hour game.
we're gonna have to. Well, holy shit, dude! I wouldn't call you an expert on it, you dumbass.
I've played through the first and played a lot of it. It's the same game.
I know. I'm just fucking with you, but not in a gay way. But
I did not get the
Hard
month,
pause.
did not get the month
Of playtime in yet.
playtime before the game came out.
But okay, so we'll have to. I mean, you'll have to update us next week if there was any unskippable.
I'll let you know if I fuck a guy in Kingdom Come Deliverance next week.
Dude, I know you. You won't last 30 seconds. You'll finish so fast with that
So
game.
fast.
Like if that scene comes up, you'll be done so quickly with the game. With the game.
It was a spooky ghost.
But the fact that the game's banned, someone knows something that we don't know.
I mean, Saudi Arabia bans a bunch of shit.
They do. They ban a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Although they are apparently apparently they love sports, like combat sports and like live sports. And apparently that's a big deal. Dana White was talking about it last week. Hugely. Bigly. But we also got to talk about like the negative reviews and the gameplays on Steam, because we have Steam's own most played chart saying that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is only number 6 at the time of this stream, which this updated. It was Rust an hour ago.
Yeah,
Rust was number 6. So these like
it was flip-flop.
it was number 5 1 hour ago at the time of this streaming.
It was in the top 5.
But it was in the top 5. And has been in the top 5. So obviously behind CS2. CS2, shout out. We do it. We play CS2. You guys, I don't think you'll ever see me stream
Shout
because
out to my neighbors.
yeah, all my neighbors, neighbors in Paris, neighbors. Sorry, all my neighbors. Dota 2. We got PUBG Rivals.
Obviously.
I love that Rivals is hanging in the top 5. That makes me so happy. It's a great game, and I like that they're so like dedicated to bringing better content. Rust should have been number 6. Kingdom Come Deliverance should be number 5. That was the order an hour ago.
But anyway, yeah. It's very popular. Everyone seems to love it, so I don't know where this story is coming from. But
Well, here's so Kingdom Come 2 Deliverance director Daniel Vevra attacks critical review as Steam reportedly hides negative reactions to the game. So there's questions about whether or not there are these hidden negative reviews. Now that's not going to affect the player numbers, but it will affect the get
like
the experience.
mostly positive or whatever rating. Yeah.
The player's experience number will change, but if it's being played in the top 5, that's good enough. You don't need the reviews to be there if there's that many people playing it consistently. So honestly, the negative reviews being pulled, that sucks. I hate that. We criticized that when Amazon did it for Rings of Power. We criticize it when everyone does it. When Acolyte did it, when all these other projects keep doing it. This is bullshit. The studio should not be pushing to suppress negative reviews. We should have a more honest take inside of Steam, but we get what we get. As far as the most played, though,
everyone I know or have watched has loved the game, so
yeah,
I'm not seeing much negativity about it, except for the fucking controversy.
Right.
But
just the reactions to it. So we can we could basically wrap that up with that. I mean, go try the game for yourself is, I guess, the position we have here at the studio. Go try it out for yourself. Let us know what your thoughts are on it. That's what I think would be best. Honestly, if you're looking online, you should be skeptical of all these different platforms and basically everyone out there. Just trust but verify. Like,
yeah. I'm reading some of the negative comments on Steam right now, and it's really like you didn't know what you were getting into kind of reviews. Where it's like you didn't play the first one, or it's like, this is a punishing ass game, dude. It's not a fucking just hop in and do whatever.
Dark Souls.
It's not Skyrim.
Dark Souls-esque in the way it's like punishes players. Not in gameplay, but in the way it punishes. All right, I think it's time to wrap things up. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. If you guys have enjoyed it, please smash the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. Again, we are so close to reaching our 500 subscriber milestone. It could be you that helps us get there. You can always change your mind. It's free. So there's that.
You won't.
Comment below what your favorite topic was that we covered today. If there's any topics you want us to cover in the future, and don't forget to go tell your stories. We will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life.